We've all been there, locked up in our houses, scared to even step outside because of the invisible catastrophe that could take the life of the most random person. A monster that was born in a rather peaceful city spread all over the planet within months, and eventually in the corner of the world where you reside, had it started to wander in the streets. It forced you to wear an uncomfortable mask the whole time you were outside. It forced you to take many painful tests, and it forced you to witness the suffering of close friends and family. Or did it? Let's be honest. We've questioned many things this virus had made us do and the effects that it had on our daily lives. Was it real? If so, where did it go? Was it all made up so the people above could make billions of dollars? Why did we suddenly stop hearing about it? It all started in a busy yet peaceful city of Wuhan, China. In the Wuhan Institute of Virology, the largest virology laboratory in the world. According to some sketchy data and insufficient evidence of researchers, the virus was genetically engineered by virologists for whatever reason when a lab leak occurred and the virus broke out and started chasing civilians. But how the SARS-CoV-2 virus actually came into being and spread all over the planet till this day remains a matter of debate. But there are two well-documented possibilities. A, the one that we just discussed, or B, as most people have heard, bats might be the cause. Some researchers heavily support the idea that the SARS-CoV virus circulating through bats might have ended up transferring to humans, either directly or by jumping between animals, such as the civets. This is a process called zoonotic spillover, where a virus adapts to infect a new species. Once established in humans, it spreads primarily through tiny droplets and aerosols released when an infected person coughs, sneezes, talks, or even breathes. These virus-containing particles can be inhaled by nearby people, allowing the virus to enter through nose, mouth, or even the eyes. SARS-CoV-2 attaches itself to specific receptors in the human cells, especially in the respiratory tract, where it begins to multiply and cause infection. Although surface transmission is possible when a person touches contaminated objects and then touches their face, direct person-to-person airborne spread is considered the main way the virus reaches humans and continues to spread. Okay, so the virus itself was definitely real. There's just too much evidence that supports its existence, such as the statistics of death rates spiking abnormally, especially due to similar symptoms and independent confirmations worldwide. The thing that I personally thought was really counterintuitive was that it just stopped being a big deal. The painful nasal tests that we had to go through just for traveling, the crazy, over-the-top restrictions of how we can behave in public, how we can interact with each other, the masks and all that. Nobody announced that it was over. People got back to their lives as they were before. It all just stopped being, and its end was never celebrated, let alone being talked about on social media. It's definitely a good thing, a great thing that it's gone. But when was it gone? Humans gradually brought COVID-19 under control through a series of developments that unfolded over several years. After the virus emerged in late 2019 and spread all over the world rapidly, countries first relied on emergency measures such as lockdowns, travel restrictions, mask wearing, testing, and isolation to slow transmission while scientists studied the disease. By late 2020 and throughout 2021, vaccines were developed and distributed on a massive scale, significantly reducing severe illnesses and deaths. During 2021 and 22, repeating waves of infection also led to population immunity through vaccinations and prior exposure, which made later outbreaks less deadly even when new variants appeared. As immunity levels rose globally and health systems became better prepared, governments shifted from strict emergency control to long-term management strategies such as targeted vaccination and protecting vulnerable groups. By 2023 and beyond, COVID-19 had not disappeared, it just became more manageable, with societies able to function normally while continuing surveillance and medical response when needed. When we look back, what were the things that were really spiking during those times? The masks, vaccines, online meeting platforms. These are some of the products that made their companies billions and billions of dollars, because every single person was told that they needed them. So does it necessarily mean anything? Well, it shouldn't be a surprise that anything that has great demand and supply in the economy does its thing as it should. But looking deeper into how vaccines were portrayed, we learn how terribly they were marketed. Vaccines started appearing a while after the pandemic was getting serious. They were portrayed as the ultimate protection from SARS-CoV-2, the cure that would protect you from it no matter what. But what it really did was prevent severe illness and death risks. It didn't fully protect you from catching COVID, it did not permanently stop infection, and it did not give long-lasting immunity to everyone. So statements like "get vaccinated and you won't catch COVID" were simply false. Not only that, they also had side effects to some people, not all, like fever, fatigue, or sore arm. But wait a second. If you go search right now the survival rates of COVID-19, they are over 99.5%. And children don't even have a risk of catching COVID whatsoever. So what's up with this whole vaccine thing? Vaccines were mandated to everyone if they wanted to continue their lives. Now we can argue about there being a choice, but considering all the everyday activities that we were unable to perform without being vaccinated, it's hard to say that there was a choice. Either get vaccinated or stay away from school, weddings, or in some cases, even work. The thing is, if there was no uniform risk to everyone, then why was there a uniform solution being imposed? There was one thing that they claimed the vaccine did, but even that it couldn't do.
Was the Pfizer COVID vaccine tested on stopping the transmission of the virus before it entered the market? I really want a straight answer, yes or no.
And did we know about stopping immunization before it entered the market? No. We had to really move at the speed of science.
And even worse, why were they so desperate to get this liquid inside of billions of people? False advertising is the key phrase here. The vaccine was not there for you, it was just a product. SARS-CoV-2 still exists. Its descendants are still around, but it's no longer considered a global crisis. Research shows that the newer variants tend to infect the upper airways more than the tissues deeper inside your lungs. So the pneumonia caused by it is less severe and can be dealt with more easily. COVID still circulates around the world and is somewhat similar to flu. So most cases don't really require hospitalization. So fairly enough, it no longer requires any media coverage. Its waves still occur seasonally, but it's not that big of a deal, as it was in early 2020s. So yeah, hopefully you learned something from this video. Leave us a comment on what you want to see next. Stay safe and thank you for watching.